Hi, today we're just going to meet for our first time. To meet for the first time, we're just going to do a quick go around. You're going to tell me your names, and then we'll go into it. So, you are?
Victoria.
You are?
Gabby. Silas.
And I'm Mrs. Ramirez. We are going to be discussing in the next couple of videos how we deal with tests and how tests make us feel and how we cope with when the tests make us feel too anxious. Okay, but to start off today, I just want to go through a couple of things first. First, does anybody know what confidentiality is?
No.
Confidentiality is a big word that means whatever we say here stays here. Okay, I'm not going to go tell your moms or your dads or your cousins or your brothers or your friends or your sisters.
Why?
Because that whatever we do here stays here. This is what these groups are for. Okay?
But why?
Because that's what we discuss here. We discuss how we feel, and we discuss what we're going to do with them, and how we feel, and we have to have a space where we can feel that it's okay to say whatever we like.
Well, why can't we say that to our teachers?
You can if you want to, but I'm just saying that this is the space that we can discuss here about tests, okay, and about how tests make us feel. And if you're going to say something that you feel that you don't want your mom or your teacher to hear, it's okay to say here because we're not going to discuss it anywhere else. Okay? There are only 3 times that I am going to discuss it with somebody else is if we discuss here and somebody says that they're going to hurt themselves, or that they're going to hurt somebody else, or that somebody else is hurting them. Then we'll discuss, then I'll tell you what we'll do, and you'll know about it. So that sound fair? So whatever we say here, it's kind of a safe space to say things, even though we might not want other people to hear them. Okay? And that will come with time. Okay. So, the other thing is what we need to do is we need to think about what are not the rules for this group going to be, but how do we think we interact with one another? What do you think we should do for our norms? They're called group norms. How do you think we should behave when we're in a group?
We should help each other.
Help each other? What else do you think?
Encourage each other.
That's a good one, to encourage each other.
To not make fun of each other.
Okay, so I'm going to write these rules down, or these norms that we're going to make down, and then next time when we meet, we'll have it as a poster that we can go other. So we're going to say help each other, or encourage. I like that, encouraging each other. Now, encourage. So instead of saying not making fun of each other, how about making that in a positive way?
Be nice.
Being nice or accepting whatever everybody else is saying. So we're going to encourage each other. We're not going to make fun of each other by accepting what people say. Now, what happens if Silas wants to say something and Victoria wants to say something at the same time?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand or wait your turn. Okay? So how many people are going to be talking at a time?
One.
Now, one person at a time. What happens if Silas says something and Gabby thinks it's hysterically funny? Do we all just laugh and make him feel bad? No. Okay. That's part of accepting what people say. Okay. Is that even if they say something that we think is hysterically funny, we're not going to make them feel bad. Okay. So we said be nice, accepting. So we're going to encourage one another. What else if somebody says something that's not okay? What do you think?
Tell somebody.
We tell somebody. So if Victoria says something that's pretty mean to Gabby, are we going to do that? No. So that's kind of accepting one another and saying, we can say whatever we like, but we're not going to say anything that's going to hurt each other, right? Saying no hurtful words. Okay?
We shouldn't argue.
It's okay. Do you think it's okay to disagree with somebody?
Yeah, but I mean like, get in like a little fight.
Right. So it's okay to disagree. Now, you've practiced at school. Have you practiced at school where you say, I agree or I disagree with you because? Okay, that's okay, right? You've practiced that in your classrooms. But it's not okay to say, oh, I don't agree, you're blah, blah, blah. I think what you said is blah, 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 okay? So we can disagree with each other, but we're not going to do it in a way that's disrespectful. So how about respecting each other? Do you think that's a good one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, respect. Okay, so we're going to put our norms up. We're going to encourage. We're going to be accepting. One person's going to be talking at a time. We're going to not be saying hurtful things to each other. And we're going to respect each other. So we can respectfully agree or respectfully disagree. That's fine. So to start off, to try to get to know each other a little bit better, and I know you know each other, but we're going to get to know each other a little bit better. We kind of make our coat of arms or our shield. And mine is, wait, let me just explain what we're going to do first. Okay. Thank you. Mine is going to be on the front. It says mantle. You can write your name. Okay, you can write it as beautifully, as creatively.
It says sir.
That's whatever. We're not going to use the bottom piece here. This is just the, we're just going to use the template. We can cut it out to use it. So we're not following the bottom. We're just following our own piece. We're just going to make the template. So at the top, you write your name. Then by Q1, you're going to give me 3 words. So I would write Sandy, and I fancy being creative today. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Write it however you want it. 3 words, positive words to describe yourself. So I'm going to say friendly, helpful, and responsible. And then in question 2, I want you to be able to think of something that you really enjoy doing. Maybe it's riding your bike, maybe it's playing football. You could have 2 things, yeah. 1 or 2 things. Just not a whole bunch, because we're not going to have a whole bunch of time. So if you like dancing, maybe you'll draw a pair of dancing shoes. I like to read, so I'll draw a book. Not a very good book. Obviously, art isn't my thing that I like to do. But if you like to draw art, maybe you'll draw an artist palette. And then in your 4th one, your third one, thank you very much, you will draw your goal, what you want to do when you grow up. Now, I'm already grown up and I'm a teacher, but I'm trying to be a counselor. So I'm going to draw myself being, and my art is really bad, but that doesn't stop me from drawing. I'm going to draw myself being a counselor. Okay? So what your goal is in life, realistic or unrealistic. And your 4th one can be the name of a favorite book. I really liked the book, say I really liked the book, I can't even think of a book I liked. I liked the book, The Wizard of Oz.
Does it have to be your favorite?
No, a book you like. Okay. So your shield is going to have 3 words about yourself, what you like to do, 1 or 2 things, your goal, and a book you like. Okay, and I'm only going to give you about a couple of minutes to do it. And you can do it in the smelly markers. And don't forget your name on the shield. Okay, and you can use as many markers as you like. Try and make it colorful and exciting. There's enough markers for everybody. When you're describing yourself, try and think of not just general words like good or how would you describe yourself? What would you think of yourself as?
Could you do like athletic?
It's up to you. It's what you do think, not what I think. If you think you're athletic, if you like sport, do well in it. Or if you like to help people, then maybe you're helpful. Or if you're friendly to people, then maybe you're friendly. Depends on what you think of yourself. the third one, you're going to put what you'd like to be, a goal for yourself. And it just has, you don't have to draw yourself in that one. Maybe if you want to be a gold medalist, you can draw your medal. Or maybe if you want to be a doctor, you can draw the stethoscope. Or maybe if you want to be... And the fourth one is a book that you enjoyed reading. Doesn't have to...
What's the second?
The second one is what you like to do.
How do you spell treasure?
Treasure. Okay, now while you wait for everybody, you can either decorate your name romantic a little bit, so you can, because we're going to share this in a few minutes. Get to know each other a little bit better. And this can be an ongoing project. We can start it today, and we'll see how we do. And if we don't finish it right now, we can finish it next week, and you can just add and tell us about yourself, and we can do this throughout the time. You can do more than one book. This is what you would like to share with your friends or your group members. We're just going to start with the first two, okay? And then next week, we'll carry on. We're going to share the first two today, okay? Some, you finished all four, but that's okay, but the others have just finished two. So we'll share the first two right now, and then we'll do the next two next week. So, do I have a volunteer who wants to go first, or should I let somebody? Okay, you go first, Silas. Okay, show everybody. I forgot to tell you what to do. Okay, you hold it up, and you show us, and you talk about your name, and then you show us what you think about yourself, and what you like to do. And if you want to give me maybe an example of, I'm friendly because when I meet people, I talk to them all the time. You don't have to, but it kind of will help us out a little bit. Okay, let's go, Silas. Turn it around so we can all see your pictures.
My name is Silas Ramirez. The 3 words I put were nice, smart, and helpful.
And how can you say you're helpful?
Because in school, sometimes when we're doing math, some kids struggle and I help them.
Good job.
My hobbies are playing football and playing baseball.
And what are you playing right now?
Baseball.
Okay, do you enjoy those things? Okay. Do you want to go next, Gabby?
Okay. So, my name is Gabby, and I think I'm really funny, and I'm kind to people and friendly, and then...
Okay, and how would you say that you're kind?
Because I usually don't, I never bully people or call them names or anything like that. I really like doing art, I do that a lot, at home and stuff.
And does that help you relax and help you think about things?
No, not
No, you
really.
just
I
enjoy
just do it for fun.
Okay. And
My name is Victoria, and I think I'm helpful, friendly, and kind.
okay, and how would you be friendly?
Because when I meet people, I kind of talk to them.
And are you shy?
Sort of.
But you still go up to people and say hello, friendly with them. And what do you enjoy doing?
I think I kind of did a bad example, but
That's okay. There's no bad example. And that's the other thing in this group. There's no right or wrong. Okay, we're all just talking about stuff. There is definitely no right or wrong
I
in this.
put a medal to resemble all sports that I
Okay.
like to do. And then I put dance shoes because
Okay.
I like to do.
Okay. So you like to dance. And what about dancing that you like?
I like moving.
You like the movement of it? Okay. Now, so we kind of get to know each other a little bit, and next week we'll finish up and share a little bit more about what we know about each other, and then we can, because that kind of helps us share a bit if we're not too scared to share. So today we're going to talk about how tests make you feel. So I want you to think for a little bit. And before we think about how tests make us feel, let's think about why we think we do tests. Now, this is what I want us to do. If you have one thought, put one thumb up. If you have two thoughts, you can put 2 or 3. Okay? Have you done that before at school?
No.
Okay. So if you have one thought, you just put one thumb and you put it up here. Then I know, okay, you've got one thought. I know you got 2. And then we can just have a kind of share who's got some ideas. Okay, Gabby, do you want to share with us?
Okay, so my first thought is because the teachers, they want us to make sure we remember what we learned, like maybe from earlier in the year, like from the beginning or something from a few months ago, like to refresh our memory.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one was to like prepare us for when we're older, like math, if we're at the grocery store,
Okay.
trying to calculate things.
So those are very good ideas, because the first one was that it's not a reflection on what you're doing, it's on what the teacher's expecting that she's taught. Okay, oh, she wants to know what she's taught, right? And if we learned it. Okay? And the second one is that they help preparing us. So that kind of maybe makes it not so stressful. It's not a judgment on me. It's a judgment the teacher's looking for it, and we're going to help us for our future. Victoria, you had an idea.
Because so that the teachers make sure that like people aren't not paying attention, that they're paying attention and also teachers.
Okay, so that's a way of keeping us, the big word is accountable. So that when we're in class, we're not just looking at our shoes and goofing around and rolling off the chair, we're actually paying attention because there's going to be a test on it.
And also so that the teachers can see how much we improve.
Okay, that's a good one. So we can see, at the beginning of the year, Victoria, you didn't know how to add at all, but right now, you're a great adder, okay?
Sometimes teachers give tests at the beginning of the school year to see how much you know and how much you're going to need to learn for
Okay.
the rest of the year.
So most of us are saying that we do take tests as kind of an evaluation of what we've learned. Evaluation is to see how much we know, okay? So we're going to see how much we know and to see what the teachers might need to teach us in the future. Okay, those are good ideas. Now that we know kind of why we take tests, I think we take tests. Does anybody think we take tests so that we can go on our grades? In our grades? Do your teachers give you tests that can go in your grades?
We already
Or your
talked
report
about
cards?
tests like the CSTs, the test.
Any test?
Oh.
Some. So we have different types of tests.
Yeah, more
What?
serious. Some are more serious than others.
That's right. So we have tests that your weekly 5-a-day tests are fairly serious because they go in your grade book, but maybe a little test that she gives just to see how you're doing on your math facts. She might not put that in your grade book.
Like a practice test.
Like a practice test, right? And what about the test that you did today?
That's more serious.
That's a pretty serious test. But does that go in your grade book?
No.
No. But it's still a serious test, right?
Yeah.
So, and do we feel differently depending on the test?
Yes, it's
Uh-huh.
hard. Like if it's like a test that doesn't really count, I just try to do good, but I'm not really worried. But if it's a test, like a big test, like the DRP, then I feel like I have to do well on it. So I sort of stress a little bit.
Okay, very good. So that's what we're going to take into next week. Okay?
Are we actually going to come back next week?
Yes, we are. So that's what we're going to take into next week. We're going to take what we know about tests, and that we know that we have tests for different reasons, and we have different types of tests, and how we feel about those different types of tests. And like Silas said, sometimes he stresses, sometimes he doesn't. So we're going to work on how the tests make you feel. So what I want you to start thinking of is when you're taking tests, kind of think about, how do I feel when I'm taking this test? And what do I do? Okay? Oh, my stomach feels all buttery, my hands are sweaty, I think I'm going to cry. How do I feel? How do I cope? Oh, I take a deep breath, I scream, whatever it is that you do. And again, Victoria, there's no right and no wrong. Okay? It's just what you do. Okay?
My hands
So-
are always sweaty when I run.
I know. So think about, as you're taking the test, how do I feel? And what do I do to help it? And then next week, we'll start off from here. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do a quick go around. How did it go today? What did you feel about this?
It's okay.
It's okay? Do you feel more comfortable now than you did when we started? Okay, Gabby.
It was just regular.
It was just regular. Were you a bit nervous at the beginning?
A little bit, not really.
Okay, and how you feeling a little bit better now or not?
I just feel regular.
Okay,
Like the
great.
same.
Okay, about the same. And you, Silas?
What?
At the beginning, were you a little bit maybe nervous about this, doing this little group?
Oh,
No, and how do you feel now about it?
better.
Better, you feel okay? So let's do a thumbs up if we're feeling okay, a thumbs down if I'm not really liking this, or maybe in the middle I'm kind of getting to like it. Let's just do a quick evaluation. Okay, good job. Thank you, boys and girls.